What is up, people? Hope you guys are doing good. I am actually in the airport, as you can see, waiting to jump on another flight. I had my uh, big trip last week. My wife and I had a business and personal trip, went to Florida. We were in West Palm Beach. It was pretty cool. We ended up being invited to speak on the stage at the Florida Attractions Association. So for those of you that don't know, yeah, you may know me because of coaching, from business coaching, or from doing other kind of coaching, like grappling or fitness or whatever. But my wife and I run a software company called Gatemaster Technology, and it does ticketing and point of sale for attractions like roller coasters and laser tag and bounce houses and all kinds of anything where you need a ticket, point of sale, to the business logic to run an attraction. So anyway, we got invited to go out there, spoke. It was really awesome. Had a great time, and then we decided to take 2 days. It was our 16th wedding anniversary, which I can't believe. And we stayed in West Palm, stayed at Marriott out there. Man, I'll tell you, I'm loving Florida more and more every day. All you guys that live out there, it's really amazing. It's like, if you find the right spot, it's really gorgeous. And the water, I have to say that I like the beaches in Florida better than I do California. And that's saying something. I really never thought I'd find a place that I liked more than California. And Florida is really picking it up for me. So anyway, I am sitting here in this airport. I'm at DIA. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, and I just wanted to check in with you guys, man, because I was so busy the last week. I have not even been able to jump on here a single time. So I'm just super stoked to get a moment, literally, while I wait to jump on another plane. So yeah, we flew back from West Palm on Friday in time for Father's Day, which was fantastic. I have the best kids. Spent a nice day with my dad and the kids celebrating, and then I'm heading back to Miami. Got some meetings at Cardone headquarters tomorrow and Wednesday. Super excited to see all my 10X family. So anyway, today I wanted to really briefly touch on, because literally I'm gonna be pulled on this plane in like 2 minutes. They're boarding in like 5 minutes. So anyway, yeah, man, the question that I asked is, how do you get what you want? And that's, it's kind of the big philosophical question of all of our lives, right? How do you get what you want? Well, there's a bunch of different ways you can get what you want. Now, some ways will actually get you what you want, and others are less efficient. So, I think probably the most efficient but least moral way to get what you want is just to take it by force, right? Most efficient, least moral, meaning it's super efficient. I get a gun or a big bat or a bomb or an army, whatever you want to call it. And I'm like, hey man, I like your hat, or I like your oil field, or I like your technology. And I go over and then I just take it. Okay. Super efficient. Not ethical, because it abrogates this basic assumption of, well, Adam Smith, who is famous for writing The Wealth of Nations, which was the treatise of capitalism. He was actually a moral philosopher, okay? And he wrote a book called The Theory of Moral Sentiments. He was a moral philosopher, I think, in Glasgow. And in that book, he basically laid out the fact that all morality and ethics lies in this idea of empathy or sympathy, of putting yourselves in another person's shoes, right? And so as such, consent is the highest moral ethical principle. And I believe that's espoused through the Wealth of Nations and in capitalism properly understood, not fascism, not governments using capitalism to generate wealth, but then going and stealing and plundering against people's consent. Anyway, yeah, so that's one way. You could just go and take it, force people. How else can you get what you want? Well, you could just sit there and wish for it and not do anything, or bitch and moan, or play a victim. I mean, you could do that. Again, not very efficient. Moral, I mean, I don't think you're abrogating anybody's consent unless then you go and you pander to somebody who's non-ethical to go do that for you on moral principles, right? Like that somehow you're owed something. And then that leaves, in my opinion, the other way to get things, where I have spent my adult life, and that is business and sales and hard work and trying to persuade people ethically of your perspective so that you can get some sort of traction and get what you want. Completely moral. Now, there are differing levels of efficacy, right? So some people are very good at it, at sales, at selling, and other people suck at selling. The people that suck at selling, honestly, oh, that's my flight. People that suck at selling, sales is a learned skill. There's no born salesman. I mean, it's like athletics. I think this is why I've gravitated towards coaching both in athletics and in business, because I'm mostly concerned with performance, right? Getting results, like getting somebody a win. So how do you get somebody a win? You have to train. Again, I think these parallels are palpable. I think they're real between athletic performance and business performance. So you've got to spend the time training, and not just any kind of training, right? So let's use an example. Okay, sorry, it's going to go back to wrestling. Everything always goes to wrestling. But if you want to win your match, you have to do a few things. Okay. Now, what is your goal? Your goal should be to win, right? Now, you want to keep your goal right in front of you. You want to make sure, like, hey, I want to win this one, but you also want to set bigger goals. Like, hey, man, maybe I want to win state. Maybe I want to win a national title. Maybe I want to be a world champion. Whatever the case may be. If you're going to do that, you need a few things in your toolkit. This is crucial. Okay, same with business. So I got very interested in martial arts, but I never had a goal of becoming a champion. Okay, until honestly it was too late. I was too old and too busted up from learning. I was more enamored with learning, and I think that's why I've become a successful coach, is that I didn't pursue my own pursuits per se in terms of winning the gold, which, to some varying degree I have regrets about. But at the other side, I wouldn't change anything, because, I did something, and in my pursuit to become number one, I pursued all of the guys that were number one to learn from. Now, I learned that very late. I didn't learn that trick until I was in my mid-20s. Okay. So in my mid-20s, I decided, hey, time is limited. Hey, what's up, John David? Thanks, brother. So let me see if I can post that here. Yeah, there we go. Man, you rock. You can't watch YouTube and go dominate the world. Your thoughts are dead on. Yeah, dude. So you've got to go and you've got to find yourself a coach. Okay. I mean, that was my biggest thing where I wasted time, is I was what they call a Ronin. Okay. A Ronin is a masterless samurai. So I went around in my pursuit of wisdom on knowledge about fighting and combat to all kinds of different dojos and blah, blah, blah. And, I would do great. But I never stuck with one dojo for a very long time until I got to a certain age. And then I got so old that it just wasn't going to be feasible. And I realized, hey, I need to start switching into coaching, man, because frankly, the expiration date is getting real close here. And I was looking down the chessboard. So I started really pursuing the number one guys. I think the first guy that I pursued with regards to wrestling, and this goes for business as well. I did the same thing in business, but I'm just making an analogy here, was Mark Schultz, Olympic gold medalist Mark Schultz. I pursued him and flew him out and had him do a bunch of seminars and trained with him, because here's a gold medalist, here's a guy who won in the UFC, and he was wrestling based and had a working knowledge of jiu-jitsu as well. So that was my first guy. Second guy was Wade Chalice. Okay. Number one, America's greatest pinner, right? Guinness World Record holder for the most wins and pins in all of wrestling. So then I went and started a friendship and a mentorship. He wasn't really my coach. He's more of a mentor, with Carl Gotch, the god of wrestling, right? Submission-based wrestling. Then that led to Fujiwara, and then eventually to Billy Robinson for 7 years. So the same thing that, I'll tell you, I wish I would have done that in my 20s. I did that in my in my 30s and late 30s. I didn't really start training with high level guys until my 30s, and that's a regret. I don't think I would have known better. I think it took the journey, the Ronin journey, for me to figure that out. But I'm trying to tell you that you don't have to make that same mistake. This is, when you look up the history and the meaning of the word coach, it is a carriage, like a horse and buggy, a coach. Okay, it's something that's meant to carry you from one place to another, and hopefully the faster the better, and the smoother the ride. And that's really what a coach should do for you. I did not learn this until too late. Now, because of that, I ended up focusing on mastering coaching, right? So that is really what I went into. I studied with Billy Robinson for 7 years on how to coach, what he did to create badasses, guys like Josh Barnett, guys like Kazushi Sakuraba, Tamura, all these crazy ninjas that came out. Billy Scott, a guy not a lot of people are sleeping on, who's a freaking animal. So I modeled. I did the same thing with Carl Gotch, guy who created all kinds of legends, right? So that's where I started leaning towards. But if you're really wanting to blow up big, you need to get with the very best that you possibly can. You got to get in the room and start working with them. What are you saying, John David? It's crazy, everything you're saying. It's like you're a Jedi. It's like I asked you this direct question. You knew my background. Wow, 43. Hey, dude, the reason is because I lived it, man. You know what I mean? So the thing is even though you age, I'm 49. I was forced to retire medically because of my carotid collapsing when I was 39. I think I was actually 40 when I actually stopped, and I still am stupiding because sometimes get lured into a scrap. But it's never ever too late. I posted a meme that I post for my business coaching, and it was about Harlan Sanders, the guy who started Kentucky Fried Chicken. I think he was, and forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think he was like 64 or something like that. And he took a Social Security check for like $100, and that's how he started. Took his recipe and just banged on doors. Okay, so how do you get what you want? The first thing is to find people who have done what you want to do or have knowledge. I mean, look at Mike Tyson with Gus D'Amato, right? Now, Gus was not a boxer, but he understood the game and how to motivate and get the right information. It took Mike all the way to the top. So you need to find somebody like that. Okay. Here's the other thing. Sometimes the athletes are not the best coaches, the people who have done it. I know a lot of these guys, they're world champions. They're amazing people, but they can't coach They just can't figure out how to get the information out of their head and into somebody else's. And this goes in business as well. There's a lot of guys that are millionaires and billionaires, and they cannot transfer the knowledge. So that would be my first thing on how to get what you want. You've got to go and find somebody who knows how to help you get what you want, whether that's in athletics, whether that's in business, whether it's in your personal life. Now, don't come to me because I have 16 years in marriage. I am not a marriage coach. But I have success in that. You need to start thinking about that. Now, here's the other thing. Everybody's got successes. And what is it that you can help people with, right? So maybe you are great at helping people in relationships. I do think that, you have a bit of an obligation if you are. It's kind of a karma thing. Okay, I'm getting a weird notification on my phone. Anyway, so I'm about to board, so I probably should get out of here in 2 seconds. But that would be the first step, is to find somebody who can help you. And then, I'm sorry, the thing that a lot of people, you got to realize how much work it takes to be number one. If you want something, you've got to work your ass off for it. So the first step is finding somebody who can help you and show you the way. But don't be just one of these stupid knowledge collectors. I'm just telling you, don't be one of them. I know all these guys, dude. All they do is collect knowledge, but they don't execute. Okay? You've got to get out there and you've got to take action. So it's the combination of right knowledge and right action. And a lot of both. Like, probably way more than what you think. That's kind of why, again, so talk about somebody I trained under, not Billy Robinson, but likewise, Grant Cardone. Dude, the guy knows what's up. So I have really done what it takes to get in the room and study with him. So if that's easier, because if you're going to want to do this stuff, dude, that's what I like about his concept about the 10X, is that it's probably going to be 10 times more effort than what you anticipated getting involved with. So, it takes commitment. It takes obsession. I mean, these things that he talks about, he's not bullshit. You have to really double down on all those things. So, again, how do you get what you want? There's a couple different ways. There's, the moral, ethical way, the right way. And there's the wrong way to do it, right? So John David's blowing me up. Let's see, dude. What do you say? Started under CSW 2 months ago. Oh, dude, come on out, man. We run all those Coach and Catch. Go to coachandcatch.com. Last one before fall is going to be in San Diego, dude. It's gorgeous, wonderful facility, Arena MMA. Coach Chuck hooked it up. So, dude, come on out. Coachingcatch.com. Let me see if I can put that shit up here. Man, I never could figure this out. Banners. Oh, here we go. Boom. Put it up on the ticker. Look at that shit. All right. So come on out, dude. I'd love to meet you. And I will say this, that it blows people's minds every time people come to Coach and Catch, and they've been to everything, and they're like, holy shit. Because I did not underestimate the amount of knowledge and the amount of effort. And dude, it's a grind. Like the last camp we had up in Pinion Hills about a month ago, Saturday and Sunday, 6 hours, no lunch. Started at 10, finished at 4. No, just straight through. Bang, 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 bang. I don't know what to tell you. Sign up, dude. Trust me, it'll be the best thing you do. Guaranteed, because I've put so much fucking work into it. Anyway, so back on point. Right knowledge and right action. Okay, and right knowledge means massive amounts of knowledge, and right action means massive amounts of action. There's just no way getting around it. Otherwise, I'm going to be honest with you. This has been the hard thing for me, is getting into, grappling. A lot of times it's a lot of guys that are very confident in one domain and they try to make it apply in another domain. I'm just going to give you an example. So there's a lot of like coaches out there. These are young coaches, and I applaud them, and they're very, very confident. Okay, especially these like business coaches and whatnot. But how many financial crises have they been through? So yeah, maybe they figured out some sales funnel and stumbled onto something lucky. Okay, and they're making 10 or 15 grand or maybe even 30 grand a month. Cool, man, that's awesome. But let me tell you something, dude. They need to have this. You need to have somebody who's had the stool kicked out of them from under them a few times. Okay, because and I think I'm supposed to be boarding here. Let me just not be negligent here. Oh, I'm zone 3, so I got a minute. Anyway, you want somebody with experience. Okay, this is the thing. Like, I got 3 kids, and I love them to death. I had such a good Father's Day yesterday. Super duper smart, super smart. But I mean, they're as smarter or smarter than me in terms of quickness of thought, able to access memories and facts and things like that. I mean, dude, my brain's getting old. But you know what's worth way more than intelligence is experience. Because, man, experience is the greatest teacher that you'll ever have. So, you also want to find somebody who's had massive volatility in terms of success and come back several times. It's super important. I'm just telling you. So how do you get what you want? One, you got to make big goals. This is all some Grant Cardone genius shit. You got to make big goals. Okay. That's the truth. Big goals, like goals that are big enough that you're embarrassed to share them. Okay. That's one. Okay. Second, you've got to commit to those goals. Like, don't just make them, make it real and start breaking them down into smaller pieces. How am I to get there? Right? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Oh, I got Big James Radio writing a fictional book about a boy who joins a circus and becomes a carny wrestler. Ooh, dude, how close are you, man? Send it my way. DM me. I'd love to read that. So big goals, break them down, reverse engineer it, make a commitment to it. Like, you got to start executing. Then, once you know what your goal is and the direction and you've committed, you need to find a mentor. And you need to prove to yourself and prove to them that you're committed, for them to take you under their wing, because they could mentor anybody. Okay. This is a lot of times why they charge so much money. Just going to be real. Another thing Grant says that I love, and I found this to be true: if they don't pay attention. Right. So, you weed out all the people who aren't serious. And that's why I charge so much. I had to learn that lesson. I did not charge much money. And okay, some people don't like that I cuss. Other people love that I cuss. If you don't like that I cuss, you don't have to fucking listen. Piss off. Okay. That said, I think that I call it the douchebag filter. Okay. If I charge enough money, it filters out all the douchebags that aren't serious. And they ruin morale. They mess everything up if they're not serious about it. So I have no qualms at this point anymore. So you need to find yourself a mentor. You need to set big goals. You need to commit to them. Find yourself a mentor. That's going to get you the right knowledge. And then you need to take massive action. What that mentor tells you to do, listen, you're going to level up. Okay. A body at rest tends to stay arrested. A body in motion tends to stay in motion. But to move from rest to motion takes a lot of energy. Right? Hi. Thank you. Everything okay? No worries. You want me to step aside for a second?
No, I have to check.
Oh, sorry, guys.
Did you change your sleeping?
No. I just picked random. I mean, you can see it gave me a seat on the ticket number.
Change the seat. Give her 1 second. The gate agent will be up in a moment, so she can print out a new boarding pass.
Okay.
Seat did change, okay?
Okay.
So
Yeah, I'll hang out. It's good. So, I mean, here's an interesting case in point, right? Normally, I tend to fly Delta first class, and this time I decided, you know what? I'm gonna try Spirit, and it's not a big deal. It's a minor hiccup. They'll get it taken care of, but you get what you pay for. So this is totally a brilliant lesson, I would say, in terms of this experience. What's John David say? You pay for what you get. Higher price, better product. I mean, dude, right now is a perfect freaking example of this. Um, so anyway, you know, the right mentor is going to get you. Oh, all right. I guess I got to follow this person. So you got to find the right mentor, and you've got to. Is this for me?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Can I just jump in? Thank you.
Sorry about that.
It happens.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it. All right. So now I got my ticket. I'm heading on. So I'm gonna have this is gonna get cut short. But dude, like, so let's see. Yeah, see, dude. I mean, it's like fucking karma. Anyway, like, you've got to be willing to pay the price. You've got to commit, dude. Like, I've spent in the last year 6 figures, like decent 6 figures, not low 6 figures, on personal development. Okay. Hello. How are you? Good. Thank you. All right. Let me find my seat. Ma'am, you know what? I'm right in the middle there. Great. And I get a middle seat. This is the downside of being tall. Oh, man. All right. Well, I better cut this short, guys. I appreciate you. Remember, right information, right action. Like, just get yourself to the right person. I will try to tune back in maybe tonight. I don't know, man. I'll do 2 and 1 because I was so remiss last week. I was so busy. I will try to. Maybe I'll come in later on today when I actually land in Miami. So, hope you guys are doing well today. Go out and crush it. Hey, what do you think of the merch, by the way? All right. Did you guys buy some of that? I just got a bunch of them made. So, get you some fitted hats. I'm getting some really nice pullovers. You know, I'm really excited about this new brand, about No1. It's exciting as a business owner when you find something that integrates everything that you are working on and you're about. It dovetails very nicely with all the scientific wrestling and the Shoot Pro wrestling stuff. In fact, if you get over to the Shoot Pro Instagram, you can see the new title belt. It's going to be for Absolute. So we've got a few championship belts. Oh, you're all the way in this inside. Of course. Anyway, I'll check you guys later.